Hey, I'm Elon Musk, and this, oh, nope, hang on. This is Starlink. Doesn't always work the first time. I have no idea why. This very well may be the answer to all of our problems for getting reliable, high-speed internet on the road. So if you came here just for the installation process, you can go ahead and click on the time code right here. But if you want to know all things Starlink and figure out why this might be the best internet for mobile applications like van life, bus life, or RVs, just keep watching because I'm going to try to cover a little bit of everything, including a loophole so that if you're in an area that says you can't get Starlink until next year, you will be able to get it within this week possibly. So what exactly is Starlink? Well, Starlink is basically a revolutionary type of satellite internet. Now, satellite internet has been around since September of 2003, but this is being done in a much different way. Our current satellite internet basically sucks. Typically, these companies are launching just 1 or 2 satellites 23,000 miles into space. And those 1 to 2 satellites are responsible for all of their users, so data is usually limited. And because of that distance from Earth, there's a lot of latency or lag. So online gaming on traditional satellite internet is basically non-existent. Enter Starlink, the hero that we've all been waiting for, right? This has been a project that Elon Musk has been working in tandem with his SpaceX. These satellites are in LEO, or low Earth orbit. Now, instead of being 23,000 miles away, some of these satellites are only 450 miles away, which now means we have an almost instantaneous signal from us to the satellite and then wherever it needs to go. I mean, this stuff is basically like science fiction internet. They literally use lasers to transmit data between one another. It's just, the future is here, is really how I feel about this stuff. All right, so let's get to the loophole then. If you're trying to order this, there is no guarantee that this method is still gonna work, and it's so simple that it's almost sickening. I'd ordered Starlink and I got an expected delivery date of 2023, but there's a really simple loophole. So when you first go to the Starlink site, in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see this little map marker, and if you click that, that'll show you the availability for Starlink right now. The lighter green is available, the darker means you're gonna be on a wait list. If you happen to be in a waitlisted area, you're gonna see something like this whenever you try to purchase it. This order won't be fulfilled until 2023 or later. But here's where the loophole comes in. Here I'm actually just putting in a random address. I have no idea where this is, and it happened to have Starlink available. So here you can see I'm gonna be charged the full amount due today and not just that $99 deposit. That means it'll be shipping out this week. Here's where the real loophole comes in. All you need to do is edit your shipping information. Go ahead and put in your actual address here, and instead of shipping it to that address, it will ship it wherever you want it. Now, you can see that right here it says that service is only guaranteed for your area. What that could mean is that if you're in a congested area, they might derate or slow down your speed to give priority to the people that are actually authorized in that area. Now, I haven't had that issue because number one, I haven't had it very long, and number two, we're usually in more rural areas anyway. Right now I am in Tucson, Arizona, which is a pretty populated place. We're just outside of town, and it's been working really great. All right, let's take a look at what's inside the box. Okay, so taking a quick look at everything inside the box, there's really almost nothing in here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items total, which is kind of mind-blowing at just how technologically advanced this whole thing really is. But on the user side, it's pretty much as simple as it gets. Front and center, we have our modem router. This is what's gonna give the bus full Wi-Fi. If you want Ethernet though, you are gonna need an adapter because unfortunately, and to me, somewhat strangely, this doesn't come with an Ethernet port. And then over here, we have our base plate, which we're gonna be mounting up on the roof. Probably the most important part is our dish, which just snaps right into that base plate like that. And that really is all there is to it. Install is also incredibly easy because really, I guess the sixth thing that was included was the installation manual, which is right here on a piece of cardboard, which I think is actually great. Okay, with that out of the way, we're ready to start the install. So the first thing you'll be doing is picking out a nice spot to put that base plate down. We're gonna be mounting ours right on top of our rooftop deck. So for this part of the install, we're just gonna be getting our dish and mounting it on top of our deck here. We're gonna use something called, what are they called? Insert nuts. We've got 4 1/4-inch bolts, 4 washers, 4 locking washers, drill bits, screwdriver, tape measure, pencil. God, this wind is like stupid. So the first thing we're doing is positioning our dish about where we want it. Then we're gonna take a tape measure, measuring off the side of our deck boards to make sure it's equal distance on each side. With it in position, then we can mark the spots where we're gonna be drilling for those insert nuts. So once you're ready to drill, make sure you find a drill bit that is slightly smaller than the diameter of these insert nuts. Drill yourself a hole and then just drop these nuts in, and to secure them in place, you'll just use a flathead screwdriver and voila. All right, go ahead and put your base plate back in position, and now we'll be using those 1/4-inch bolts with a locking washer on first, then a flat washer. Go ahead and start to thread it in by hand, and then when it's tight enough, you can go ahead and use a ratchet to secure it the rest of the way down. Okay, so our base is all installed. Next thing we'll do, this is literally like half the job. The other big thing we have to do is drill a hole in the side of our bus to get the wire from here to our router, which is gonna be on the other side of this wall. You can see I already have one wire going in right here. That's for our WeBoost. Now it's time to grab a hole saw that will just fit over the end of that USB-C cable. I shouldn't have to say this, but please be really careful when you're doing this. Don't drill into any electrical wires or anything like that. Once you have your hole, you'll have to go inside and feed the wire to the outside. It's really helpful if you have somebody to help you with this process. It makes it way easier. Okay, so the next step is super simple. We're just connecting this USB-C power cable right into the bottom of this satellite pole. Just like that. Literally that easy. That's it. Don't forget to seal that hole by either using some caulking, or a better but a little bit more expensive way is to use a cable clamp from Blue Sea. Once you come back in after you've pushed your wire through the wall, you're just going to connect that to the bottom of your modem, and then it also comes with that power plug. That's going to be the other slot right here. Plug that in, find a good spot for your router to go, and you're done. And about 30 seconds to a minute after plugging that router in, you'll see this happen. How freaking cool is that? And removing it for travel is just as easy. Just push in the button, we're ready to go. So with everything installed, all you need to do next is to connect to the Wi-Fi called Starlink. Once you do that, you'll be prompted to enter your network name and your password, and you're all set up. And since we have that done, it's finally time to do some speed tests. I ran 4 separate tests, and to be honest, the speeds and latency were kind of all over the place. You can see we've got over 160 millisecond latency in some areas, and then down to 80 in others. Our fastest speed was 125, our lowest 28 megabits per second. Still, really happy with that overall. Now, the first set of speed tests that I did were all on my phone, so this second set I'm going to be doing on my PC. And these were a lot faster, and I don't know exactly what to believe, but I am overall really happy with the entire experience. I know I've only had it for about a week now, but the installation process is so easy. The speeds have been really reliable so far, and compared to my old internet setup, it's like night and day. Now, it might still have its limitations, which we'll see in the future. Heavy rainstorms might affect our throughput, and obviously any kind of shading will have a detrimental effect on your internet. So, as long as you keep those things in mind, I really think Starlink could be great for you. Price is $110 per month, plus a $600 hardware fee, which can be pretty steep to get things going. And I also want to point out that these prices changed right before I bought it, so there is a possibility that this price is going to increase even more. If you've been on the fence about buying Starlink, I think now is the time to do it. With roaming enabled and with a new portability feature just announced, you can make sure you have full access to the internet everywhere you go for $25 more a month. I'm gonna kind of see how the roaming works for now, but I do think that all of the positives definitely make this the best internet that you can get in a bus. And if I'm wrong, go ahead and let me know down in the comments and tell me what could be even better. Thank you guys for watching. Praise be to Elon Musk, and I will see you next week.